This is how legends are made. I'm cranking up on the bottle, victory is mine. Show you the harder the battle, harder I fight. I've come too far. Stop cranking up on the top. This is how legends are made. This is how legends are made. Like I'm from fire. Get stronger. This is how legends are made.
Roll Tide! Roll Tide! Roll Tide!
Pathetic! You are pathetic!
This is how legends are made. This is how legends are made. It's back, folks. The BSM podcast where we hang out and talk up college football and other sports. It's here, it's back, and hopefully better than ever. Y'all know what to do. Hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. We're going to hang out tonight. Let's go ahead and bring in one of our first guests of the show tonight, Nameless. What's up?
Can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, nice.
How you doing,
It
man?
looks like Alabama might have a turnaround moment a little bit.
It seems like it. I mean, I don't know what has to happen this weekend. Honestly, dude, like they're saying at this point, nothing has to happen this weekend for them to get in, other than it would just
Yeah,
help if Georgia were to lose to Texas, or if, well, I don't know. I mean, what about
yeah,
Penn State? I mean, Penn
yeah,
State's in, win or lose, I'm sure. What's up, Dominic?
yeah. I don't know. My verdict's kind of changing on Oregon too, because to me it seemed like the only team that could beat Oregon was Ohio, and they're out. But that's just me though, in my
Yeah,
opinion. But yeah, you guys are doing well though, better than USC, and I'm a USC fan, but I'm used to it though.
yeah. So this is our lineup. We
Yeah,
have a couple big games.
I'm
We
a
got the
Virginia fan, and we just completely fell off the wagon.
Hmm.
We're
Dang.
not even gonna make a bowl game this year, which sucks. Dang it.
Mm.
But
I
anyways,
will, at least you guys don't have expectations like we do, but it is
yeah.
what it
But
is.
yeah, it is what it is. But anyway, it is conference championship week, my favorite college football week every year.
I'd say second favorite after rivalry week,
Mm.
but it's
Mm,
still
Mm.
pretty good. Still
Well,
pretty good.
this right here is my main favorite. Second favorite being bowl season.
All right.
I would say this year's rivalry week has probably been one of the best in the last few years with all the overtimes. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, but don't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
What are the lines on these games? Texas is favored over Georgia 2.5.
Mm.
I don't know
yeah.
if I'm touching that one.
I know we've got 3 tomorrow on Friday. I know that.
Yeah.
How
We got
far do you
UNLV
guys
Boise
think
State.
how far do you guys think SMU is gonna make it? Because I'm not really sure.
If
Oof.
they win, they'll make it in the playoffs. They'll might even get one of the top seeds, but
Mm-hmm.
do
Yeah,
they win in round two, whoever they play? I don't know.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Georgia
Do
and
you?
Texas. This might be
Mm,
Here's
game
the
of the
thing about this.
weekend.
They're saying Georgia could get in with 3 losses if they lose this game. I'm saying,
mm,
look, you're talking about Alabama beats Georgia. Doesn't make their conference championship. Georgia, 3 losses, all in the SEC, like Alabama, but didn't win their conference, and they still get in.
Yeah,
And Alabama's got the head to head. How does that make sense?
well,
exactly. Like,
mm,
it doesn't make sense.
well, there's favoritism, I believe, but that's just me though.
I don't think it's favoritism. I think that they just, well, Georgia made their conference title game, so we should give them a pat on the head. Well, they made
Mm,
it last year too, and they got left out. Florida State
mm-hmm,
won it and got left out. So this whole idea that it's going to matter that you made it, no, it's going to matter that you win. Like Clemson, look at Clemson, 9-3 against SMU.
mm,
I got
Uh,
SMU in that one.
yeah,
they're not.
I'd pick SMU. Cause I don't know. Clemson is kind of
I
starting
mean,
to
like,
be
okay,
kind
so
of
here,
inconsistent.
this is the perfect example. Iowa State, Arizona State should be a great matchup, 2 point spread in favor of the Sun Devils. I like Iowa State to win, but
Mhm.
this is an example here. Two lost teams go head to head. One team
Mhm.
lose and have three losses. Should they get a pat on the head and get, oh well, you deserve to make the playoffs because you made your conference title game. You might not have won it and you got three losses, but I mean that's the same boat Georgia's in against
Yeah.
Texas. That's fair. So if you're going to put a three-loss Georgia in, you might as well put a three-loss whoever loses this game here too.
I'll
That's
say
my opinion.
I'll say Arizona State.
Well, like Arizona State right now looks better, but Iowa State's hot right now. They really are. They've
If
Yeah.
you
won the
think
last
about it,
three.
though, I get what you're saying. Yeah, about them winning a lot of games in a row, but being in a small, I kind of feel bad for smaller conference teams, kind of like that in a sense, because they can play so well, but if they lose one game or whatever, they drop out so much more than any of the better school teams who have lost a lot more, in my opinion. But that's just
Yeah.
me, though.
Yeah.
So I'll s- I'll say this: when I look at this game, Iowa State, Arizona State for the Big 12 championship. It's a noon kickoff, 11 a.m. Central Time this Saturday. Looking forward to it. Think it's going to be a great game. I think the winner's in. But like I was saying about the SEC and everything, the loser not is, but at least should be out. Now, it
Mhm.
favors Arizona State by two. The matchup predictor
Mhm.
gives Iowa State about a 55% chance to win. This is in Dallas, neutral site.
Yep.
Arizona State comes from the Pac 12, looking really good getting to this game in year one of the Big 12. When I look at this matchup, though, I love Rocco Beck and Iowa State's offense. I like Jaden Higgins. Think he's a talented, one of the more premier receivers in the Big 12 this
Yeah.
year, over 1,000 yards. Carson Hansen
Mhm.
on the ground, over 600.
Mhm.
But you got to look at Arizona State. Sam Levitt has 2,444 passing yards through the air, and then Cam Scatterbo is a good, running back, and then you got Xavier Alford and company. So Arizona State's have one of the more consistent defenses, I think,
Yeah.
in the Big 12 this year. They have just dominated. They come from the Pac 12. They said, we're going to take this by storm and we're going to look really, really good on the field. I
Yeah.
don't know who to pick to win this game, but I look at this. I don't blame them for favoring Arizona State here. I
Yeah.
really don't. Even though same record, Iowa State has looked like the better team at times this year,
But
but
would you
Arizona State
No,
say
they
ranked
haven't.
one spot higher.
would you say Arizona up until now have has played better teams than Iowa State?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, you could go schedule comparison here and talk like, I mean,
Mhm.
they have common opponents, but like Iowa State, I'll give them credit. They beat 21 Iowa at the time, 24
Mhm.
Kansas State last week. They beat
Mhm.
Utah. I know Utah's fallen off a bit, but
Yeah.
their
Mhm.
two losses are Texas Tech and Kansas. I don't like
Mhm.
that. And they were back to back too.
Yeah.
Like they
Yeah.
were hot until then. Whereas
Mhm.
Arizona State, one,
Mhm.
two, three ranked wins, and their losses, of course, were Texas Tech as well, but also they beat Kansas, but they lost to
Mhm.
Cincinnati. And I'm going to be honest, I don't know how they've looked, but they beat some pretty decent teams.
Mhm. To
So I
me,
think it's almost even between the two. I'm glad they didn't have a head to head and it's not a rematch situation.
yeah.
But I think you're still getting the two best teams in the conference. Or are you? Arizona State did beat BYU a couple weeks ago, and
Hmm.
BYU was knocking on the door of the Big 12 title game for a long time this year. So I don't know exactly if we're getting the best, the two best in the conference.
I
Obviously, we're getting the
mean,
two best records right now,
mm,
but let's be honest. If Arizona State or whoever would play BYU again, I'll be honest, 9 times out of 10, I think BYU might be the best team in the Big 12. They just happen to have missed the conference title game this year.
to me, BYU, they were decent, but kind of like Iowa State, in my opinion. They would not really be a complete team when it mattered most, and they kind of showed why they are kind of a lower conference team in a sense, and why they aren't really a football school in a sense. And with Iowa State a lot to me, uh, they'll do well, but they always kind of fumble the bag
Yeah.
in big moments in big games, and they just kind of do inconsistent things that a top five team wouldn't do, or give up a last second interception, or get sacked, or stuff like that. But yeah, though. So I do kind of think Arizona State is kind of getting in rhythm now and kind of starting to be complete. And so, yeah, they might win because a lot of times the pressure gets to teams and they have a last second interception, or they get sacked,
Yeah.
or they give up a big play, like a lot of games, like for example USC versus Notre Dame. He just pressure and just inexperience, and he threw it up, and yeah, stuff like that happens. But yeah, though, I would definitely pick Arizona State though. Yeah, because they've played better teams, and Iowa State always seems to kind of choke. Yeah.
Oh, Iowa State does choke. I do agree about taking Arizona State here. I'll give a score prediction. I'm not confident in the score, but it's fun to predict like this. But
Hmm.
I think
Yeah.
it'd be a close game. I think it'd be a little low scoring, but not too much.
No.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
say 28-24. 4 points.
Yeah.
Arizona State wins over Iowa State.
Hmm.
Safe to
I
say,
would.
I'm not surprised about your prediction there, Ballard.
Well, I think Arizona State will win and cover, but I still like. I mean,
Mm,
this won't be more than a touchdown type of
to
game. I think
me,
these are.
yeah,
I really think they're evenly matched.
I agree. Yeah, to me,
Yeah.
Iowa State is only gonna lose by shooting themselves in the foot in how they play, in my opinion.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. Um, my score prediction, I'll say Arizona State 29, Iowa State 25.
Okay,
Yeah, 29-25, Sun Devils win.
I like that.
And there's yours.
I don't really have a score, but either I'll say they fall apart in either late third quarter or fourth quarter, and it's either a 10 point, no, a touchdown, yeah, around a 10-point difference, or it is close, and they screw up the final drive. Yeah. So, yeah, close like that, probably 28,
Yeah,
24, something like that. Yeah.
yeah.
I gotta go back. I made. What did I make? I think I did SEC, ACC, and Big Ten
Mm,
predictions so far. So I think I've already predicted those. I got to go back to what I called for a score. I don't think I really gave one for the Clemson game, but SMU's pretty good right now.
mm-hmm.
Now,
Yeah.
I got 21-17 Texas over Georgia in the rematch.
You really think Georgia's gonna lose, bro?
Of course I do. Of
I know,
course I
no,
do.
I do, I
Classic,
do.
classic
Mm.
Bama fan talk.
Well,
It's not classic Bama fan talk.
no,
It's
I do.
history.
No, no,
It is hard
no,
to beat the same team twice. That is fair.
no. I no. I do believe Georgia is. Mm, no, that is kind of tough though. But uh, Texas has been a lot more consistent, and Georgia has kind of been a fourth quarter team. And so, with how fluent Texas has been, I think they can get up on Georgia by 2 or 3 touchdowns, and they can't really come back in the fourth quarter. But that's just me, though.
Yeah, I see what you're saying,
Yeah.
but yeah,
But Georgia, but yeah, it's like Georgia has kind of had to fight out of every close game or to come back and win. But I think I don't know. Texas is just kind of in flow state right now, so it,
yeah,
yeah, it is gonna kind of be hard to kind of yeah.
yeah, but yeah. I know we got 3 games on Friday, but there's one in particular I'm gonna keep my close eye on: the Mountain West title game between UNLV and Boise State.
I'm gonna keep an eye on that too, actually, because when I was doing the preseason picks with myself and Mayhem, he had picked Boise State, and I picked UNLV, and we both got our teams in the Mountain West title game. And I kind of want to see Boise State, but at the same time, would UNLV get a playoff bid at 11-2 if they win this Friday night? I That's possible, but I
I
like what I've seen from
mm,
Boise State, so I am kind of pulling for the
yeah.
Broncos a little.
Yeah,
And
Boise State, man, they
mm,
have just been red hot. Along with Ashton Genty, I think is his name, the wide receiver for
Mhm.
Boise State.
The running back, yeah.
yeah, the running back.
Yeah, running
Yeah.
back. Dude, that
Well,
guy's been
no.
a beast, bro.
No, well, yeah. He is good, but to me, I don't know. We'll really see how good he is if they make it in the playoffs, but
Yeah,
yeah, I do think Boise State though.
yeah,
Yeah. But the thing about the portal is it's kind of easier now for players to go to, I guess, a worse team and look really good and be able to get a decent draft pick and stuff like that. But
yeah, true. Yeah, man, what a year it's been,
So,
hey, Ballard?
yeah, it's been a year. I didn't know. I mean, I guess you kind of always expect Boise State. I didn't really expect much from UNLV this year, but like you look at this game,
mm,
like 4 point spread, 68%. I mean, they're thinking it's close, but they really like Boise State in this game, and yeah, I do too. In a
mm-hmm,
way, I'll pick Boise State, but my not preseason, but early season pick, UNLV was really hot, and I was saying just watch out for them in this conference, and they could win. They could win
mm.
tomorrow night, but I just Boise State's really good right now.
Boise, yeah, Boise
Ashton
is
Genty, like it, Ashton Genty is Heisman or bust right now. He really is, if you think about it. And
Yeah.
Maddox
Mhm.
Mason is really, really good. Cameron Camper, and then you look at the defense with Ty
Mhm.
Benefield. I mean, they got dudes outside of Genty, but there's like it's not for nothing that they're talking about him. He has
Mhm.
literally carried this
Mhm.
team and carried the
Yeah.
offense. He's got over 2,000 yards. He leads the nation and 28 rushing touchdowns. He averages about 7 yards on the ground. He's just really good, and that's been the difference maker, I think, for Boise State that they would go out and win this game tomorrow night on
Yeah.
Yeah.
Friday. And can
Yeah.
UNLV pull an upset? There'd be some chaos, and yeah, they
Mm.
could. But
Yeah.
I see no reason
Boise is
for
a more
Boise State to
complete.
lose.
Yeah, Boise is a more complete football team. Yeah.
Yeah, literally. But
I
dang.
do think my concern I guess about Boise State is to me they kind of have the same problem with Michigan, where like if they play a good team and they're able to stop the run, then I wonder how they're going to kind of get out of that against playoff teams.
Yeah.
But that's just me though.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you think, Beller?
I'm sorry about that. What was it?
Oh, I was just saying, I do think they kind of have that same problem as Michigan, in my opinion. In my opinion, where if they play a good team that can shut down the run, then I don't really know how they're going to kind of get out of that. Cause
That's a good point.
Yeah. Um, I do question the competition they've played this year. I mean, they haven't really been given the most fair shot.
hmm
They still
Yeah.
play good teams, but like at the same time, it's you know doesn't
you
you can't take anything away from what Genty's done,
no, yeah, of
Yeah.
course, yeah,
what Boise State has done as a team.
yeah,
You just can't take that
yeah,
away from them.
Yeah.
yeah. Do you think they have a more complete quarterback and a more complete wide receiver core than Michigan to kind of get out of those holes of teams stopping the run? Or do you think it's just more Genty in what he can do?
Oh,
And they,
for sure, it's Genty. I mean, I'm not saying that it's bad, but it's. I
mm,
mean, Ashton Genty's a guy on his own team. For real. And
because it does, yeah, it does seem like this year a lot of teams are relying on one star player to kind of do everything for them, with
Yeah.
Michigan and Alabama and now Boise State. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Speaking of Bama, hey Ballard,
yeah,
when you saw that Alabama got a playoff spot over Miami, what was your reaction?
uh, well, I mean, that was at the moment. I was like, you know, okay. I still don't think three lost teams need to be in the playoff,
mm.
but
Exactly.
My opinion though, I think Alabama is way more complete than Miami though. But that's just me though.
of course they are.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, Cam Ward, he's good. Don't get me wrong. Cam Ward's good. But Bama
he's
just
kind of
wasn't complete
overrated in my
than
opinion.
Miami.
Mm. To me, Cam Ward is kind of, I don't know. He's not bad, but it's like he isn't. He's kind of overrated in my opinion. But
Yeah, he is.
yeah,
Yeah,
but yeah, to me, Alabama is way more complete. It's just that they, in my opinion, they rely on Milrow too much, and he kind of can feel that pressure sometimes, and it's like, yeah, but that's
Yeah.
just me though. Do you think Ballard? You guys only really have Milrow, and that when he tries to do other stuff, he kind of feels the pressure of having to throw and all that. And
I do. Yeah, I feel
yeah,
that way. I think he tries to do too much when he's under pressure, and that's why he's
mm,
got the interceptions and why he's. I don't want to say
yeah,
he has cost Alabama some games, but I feel
mm,
like there have been times where he could have done something to help the team a little
mm-hmm,
bit. But at the
yeah,
same time, it's not his fault they lost to Oklahoma. It's not his fault they lost to
mm,
Tennessee. I don't even think
mm,
that it's his fault that um, they lost to Vanderbilt.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, which I still can't get over the fact y'all lost to Vandy. Like, how?
Well, yeah. To me, I don't know if you feel that same way, Ballard, but to me, it feels like in his mind, it's like he's kind of scared, like, if he can't run, they can't really do much because they do base a lot of stuff around him. And so that kind of pressure as well can get to somebody.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
yeah, though. I don't know if this has been the only year like that, but to me, it seems like a lot of teams this year have like one really good player or like two really good players and kind of just built their whole team around them instead of kind of being like fluent how it's been in more recent years too.
Yeah.
yeah. Uh, wow. Penn State men's basketball is up 72-46 over Purdue right now.
Dang.
Are you serious? No.
I'm dead serious. Purdue's ranked
Mm,
number 8. Penn
Is Penn?
State's winning.
mm,
Oh my goodness. Let me see this.
Look at this.
Penn State
mm.
is unranked. Oh my god.
They got a good record though. I'll give them that. This is their first conference game for either team. They got a good 7-1 record though.
Wait,
It's
how
early. It's
how am I
early in
watching score
college
right now against the
basketball too.
Mavericks? I can't see the score.
Mm. It's early in college basketball too, and a lot of the rankings are up and down until the very end. So it's not really shocking to me.
Is this men's or women's? Let me see.
Mm.
This is women's basketball. Alabama's playing
Um,
Cal. Anyway,
mm,
yep. Penn State beating up on Purdue.
mm,
Yeah. Yeah.
mm. Rankings in college basketball don't really mean much until the very end, huh? Because
Right.
teams lose a lot.
Yeah. Check it up, seeing how my Wizards are doing, and we're losing by 18 to the Mavericks.
Mm.
I'm not surprised. Not surprised one bit.
Ballard,
Yeah.
do you feel like well, I've already said it, but do you feel like a lot of teams have been more one-dimensional this year and kind of basing everything off of a player instead of kind of being like fluent and like building a whole team and having
Yes.
everybody be able to play? Yeah.
Well, I mean, you're seeing it with Boise State and Genty, and then
And then
I don't know.
Michigan and kind of
Texas, not so much. Georgia's
mm,
got everybody.
mm,
Um, I think at times, I think a team like Penn State has been built because of Tyler Warren, but at the
mm-hmm.
same time, I can tell that they give everyone an opportunity.
Yeah.
Uh, Clemson, they just obviously fell apart a little bit this year. They're
Yeah.
not one dimensional or anything.
No. Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I would say there's a few teams out there, but I think a majority of the teams are just playing good football and good team effort
Yeah.
and doing everything they can.
Mhm. Because to me, the top three teams, I guess, in that type of category would be, yeah, Boise, and then Michigan with their running back as well, and then kind of Alabama. But
Yeah.
what other games are going on?
Uh,
I don't think USC plays. I'm not sure though.
Iowa State, Arizona State, Georgia, Texas, Penn State,
Mm,
Oregon, Clemson, SMU, UNLV,
mm,
Boise State, and Tulane Army.
um,
That Penn State Oregon game is going to be awesome. I got Penn State.
yeah.
I think Penn State could do it. I really do. Oregon's
As
favored by 3.5,
as a
but
USC, yeah. As a USC fan, I obviously want Oregon to lose. So yeah, but I don't know. I really do like Oregon's coach though. It's like he makes everybody want to play, and watching a bunch of highlights and stuff, he just seems like so consistent and just so good at like calling the right stuff and just constantly doing it and just being dominant the whole game through, in my opinion.
yeah, send something.
But besides Kirby Smart, I haven't really seen like a consistently good play calling coach like him in a while, and is able to kind of put everything together. Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you say Penn State is good in big moments? Or
Oh, this year, yeah. I mean, I don't
yeah.
know what it was in that Ohio State game because I want to believe with everything in me that
Mhm.
Penn State is better than a 20-13 loss to Ohio State. Now, it was a close game,
Mhm.
but it was at home, and if there
Mhm.
was any year to do it, this was the year to do it.
Yeah.
They got what they needed when Michigan beat Ohio State for a fourth year in a row so they could get to the Big Ten championship. But I'm
Mhm.
gonna tell you this: they should be undefeated right now. Honestly,
Yeah.
they should have beat
Yeah.
Ohio State that day. They did not.
Mhm.
I'm sure James Franklin obviously puts it on the back burner. Move on. That was
Yeah.
mid-season. Here we are in conference
Yeah.
championship week. Like it's they're better than that loss. And honestly, I would not be shocked if you see them in a title game this year.
No, yeah, of course. I believe that it's kind of been a while since they've been like what, a top like 8 team or whatever, and so kind of that pressure maybe against
It's been a while since they've done
Ohio
that
State.
for a whole season. They
Yeah,
have been in the
exactly.
top 10 every single year, but to be where they are right now, it's been
Yeah.
forever.
And that pressure can get to you, yeah. But
Yeah.
yeah, the uh you've obviously an Alabama fan, so you're familiar with Oklahoma in the past few years of all the Southern teams. So what's kind of your view about Lincoln Riley and how he coaches and what he kind of does? Cuz to me it kind of seems
I
to be
think,
go ahead.
well, I'll say this. The only thing I don't like about Lincoln Riley is the fact that, um, how do I want to put it? It's like he's allergic to defense. He can never get it together no matter how
Mhm.
hard they beg him to go and play defense. He always
Mhm.
focuses on the offense, which I get.
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
understand that's his go-to, but you
Mhm.
gotta adapt. You got to.
Mhm.
Now, I have seen some improvement from the defense of USC this year. I'll give them credit.
Mhm.
Like, but those years at Oklahoma, man, if he had just recruited and built up a strong defense, he would have
Yeah.
won a playoff game by now
Yeah, of
and
course.
been in a
Yeah.
national title.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. It's like, yeah. You can only like, score so much until someone finally stops you, and then that's kind of it. But yeah, though. To me, the biggest problem with him this year is he'll pick some good plays, but he won't stick with them, and
Uh-huh.
it'll end up being a lot of third and fourth downs. And to me, he he kind of seems kind of cocky in a sense at times, like kind of nonchalant, and everything's gonna be okay. And so, like, we've had about 3 games where we lost at the very end of the fourth quarter by a touchdown because at the end of the second half, he decided to have bad clock management and not take timeouts and kick a
Mhm.
field goal instead of trying to score. Because the Michigan game and the Penn State game, we had about like 3 minutes, plenty of time to try to score, and if not, then kick a field goal. But he just decided to get to the 30, 40 and just kick it and go into halftime. And I kind of feel like that's because he thinks like, oh, it's okay. We'll just get the ball back and score a bunch load and win. And it's like, yeah, it's like he doesn't. He's just kind of, I guess, kind of full of himself and thinks that everything's gonna be okay instead of just doing the things you need to. And so,
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, he's always had a good offense though for sure. It's just that
Oh, yeah.
yeah, it's in my opinion, I believe we're in a spot that if we fire him, we aren't going to find someone better. But at the same time though, it's like yeah, it's like I don't know. I believe he's going to do what he did at Oklahoma, which is lose a bunch and then leave to another team and try again. But that's just me though. Yeah, but I don't know. Honestly, I don't know which team is doing it. I think it's one of the Kellys, but it's one of them. But I kind of like what they're doing because he kind of hired like a second head coach as like it's either the offensive or defensive coordinator, but he hired like a second coach basically and like
Mhm.
put him as a coordinating spot. And I would kind of like to see that from Riley because to me, Riley would be a really good offensive coordinator, and that's it. And we should have someone who can actually manage a full team, and he can still be there. But because it's kind of like Alabama and USC, you guys have taken all of our head coaches and made them really good offensive coordinators, and so
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's like yeah. I do believe that we should have someone kind of like Saban in a sense where having a coach who obviously can be the head coach and manage everything, but also be able to put the right people in the right spots. And I believe Riley would be a good offensive coordinator, but Yeah.
He would be. I just if you're going to be a head coach, you got to be able to care and manage
And take
both
care of
sides.
everything. Yeah.
Right. And Lincoln Riley doesn't do that. He
Yeah.
probably could, but
Mm,
he has shown that he can't, nor does he want to, and he needs to stick to just being an offensive coordinator somewhere, in my
yeah.
opinion.
Yeah. I
And that
think
doesn't mean he's a bad coach. It's
no,
just
it
a
doesn't.
suggestion that, hey, buddy, like
He's
if you're
better at
not
one
gonna,
thing. Yeah.
yeah,
And yeah, I do believe it comes from him kind of being kind of arrogant in a sense because it's like a lot of the games where we've been down, like the whole game, he would just be there clapping, like, yeah, we still have it, and not really have any like urgency and just thinking, like, oh, I've had 5 quarterbacks that have gone to the pros, so I'm good at offense, and we can just make it out of his hole kind of just by offense. And yeah, it's like he just kind of has that side to him, in my opinion. But
yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I would kind of like to see Belichick or someone like that coach college. But uh, yeah, maybe Pete Carroll could come back. Who knows? But yeah, because he stopped coaching Seattle. But I don't know. A lot of people say it's easy. A lot of people say it's hard. But do you think it's easier for a NFL coach to come to college and be able to run a team?
Uh, I think between going to college after the NFL or going to the NFL after college,
Mm,
ooh, I I think it's harder, and I think a great example is this: Nick Saban, right?
mm-hmm.
He coached in
Mm-hmm.
college quite a long time before he went to the Dolphins. He went
Mm-hmm.
to the Dolphins. He couldn't win, and
Mm-hmm.
then he got uh, back into college, and we know what he's done.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I would say it's easier if you leave the NFL, go to college, and then stay as a college
Mm-hmm.
coach.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Cause no, yeah, I get that. Cause if you have that NFL knowledge, it's kind of easier to take players who are less good and kind of give them that NFL training that can kind of make them ahead of a lot of other college players. And Saban is a good example of that because Saban is good at making players good. And in in the pros, everybody is kind of at the same level or better. And so it's like you can't really it's it's yeah, it's harder to kind of mold players in a way w- that can make them better than everybody else, if you get what I'm saying. Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, though, would you think someone like Pete Carroll would do good in college, or is his time kind of up? Cause
I don't
to
know.
me,
I honestly I have no answer for that because
hmm
I don't know.
yeah,
I
cause
think
to
you got to
me,
give him a chance, but I don't
yeah,
know if he would do good or not.
no, yeah, cause I know Pete Carroll kind of started the whole like man defense a lot of teams use in the
Hmm.
NFL, and I guess he started losing a lot at Seattle because it wasn't really evolving and changing, and so people figured it out. And so it's like a lot of teams in college are kind of doing like pro stuff now. So it's like I don't really know if like his simplicity would still do well because
Yeah,
yeah. But what games are you looking? Wow, a lot of Friday games this year, kind of. Yeah. What games are you looking forward to this weekend though?
uh, Georgia
Besides,
Texas rematch, Penn
mm-hmm.
State Oregon, and I guess I could get behind Arizona State Iowa State. That could be a good one.
Yeah. You think the best game might be the playoff game if they both make it, but it might be Oregon versus Texas if they do play each other. Cause
That would be
I
a great. That
yeah
listen, you talk about no defense, buddy. Buckle up.
yeah yeah.
There would be
Cause
no defense there.
to
Be full
me
on shootout.
yeah. Cause to me, besides Ohio State, Texas might be the only team that can give them a run for their money, in my opinion. Yeah, but I don't know. Texas and Oregon to me seems to be the only complete teams, fully complete teams this year, in my
Yeah,
opinion. But why did Texas even lose that one game? That's kind of the concerning part to me.
I think they just forgot to get off the bus.
Mm, yeah.
Honestly, I mean they just didn't show up. I mean
Mm,
they were at home, and
mm-hmm.
Georgia went in there in Austin, won 30 to
Mm-hmm.
19. The, why that Georgia has not showed up all year, I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do you think with the whole NIL thing, well, not just the players getting played, but do you think there should kind of be a limit on like how much money a school can use to be able to like recruit players and get like all the best stuff? Cuz like with Oregon for example, one of their alumni is like pumping millions of dollars into them just so they
Yeah,
can have like the best team and everything. And I don't know. It's just kind of seeming to be kind of paid to win to me instead of kind of just building up a team and making them good like that. And I don't really know what you think about it. And if there should kind of be like a cap or whatever to that
there
type of
should be a
stuff.
cap. Yeah, we need to have like a team for NIL. We don't. You know,
Mhm.
when we just, I don't know. Oh, he dropped out. We'll give him a few minutes. I am getting tired, but we'll hang out. We'll give this guy a couple more minutes to get back on. But oh, here we go.
No,
What's
yeah.
up?
Say again.
I was just
Yeah.
saying, like, we don't have a committee or anything for the NIL and everything like that. We just,
Yeah.
it's not regulated very well. And that's
Yeah.
part of why Nick Saban, I don't, here's what I think. I don't think Saban left because of NIL necessarily, but he went to Congress, and he said we got to find a way to regulate it. I
Yeah.
think because it was getting so out of hand with the portal and everything is why he left.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
pretty soon you'll get other coaches. Like we got a lot of young coaches out there,
Mhm.
but we also got a
Yeah.
lot of coaches that probably won't stick around if it's going to continue the way it's going.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of yeah, cause it's like yeah, there isn't really the building aspect anymore. It's more just being able to pay for the best coaches and the best players every year. And if a coach leaves, you can just buy another really good coach. And with Saban, I always seen him as someone who liked building up a team and kind of having that kind of school spirit and that whole kind of a team aspect of it instead of just, yeah, it's kind of becoming meaningless, if that makes sense, if you get what I'm saying.
It
As
is
a whole,
meaningless at this point. Yeah.
just, yeah, it's like no one, people only want to play for a team now if they're good or for the money. And like, it was more competitive and fun having like a coach and an assistant coaches that kind of stay there and kind of have to work through the kinks and kind of be good again and kind of build up a whole team again and try to make people interested in their school again and stuff like that instead of just, yeah. But I believe a lot of smaller coaches too aren't going to be able to have that chance to kind of build their name up as well because people are just gonna want to have the coaches that have been there and can pay the most for. And yeah, that's another thing in my opinion. And so, yeah, I don't think a lot of smaller coaches are gonna be able to have chances, but that's just me though. Or do you think this will give like smaller coaches who are kind of coming up more chances?
I think it gives the smaller coaches more of a chance and a more fair advantage. Not like advantage, but just a more level playing field for them.
Yeah,
It's not like the bigger coaches are going to continue. I mean, they will continue to dominate, but at the same time, it's like
yeah,
um, the smaller schools are going to find their way to make their way in college football. I think.
yeah. Well, yeah, true. It's like with everybody leaving and everything changing, one team just can't really stay good as well because they're c- they're getting different people every year, and so yeah, I get that. But yeah, with things changing though, you can't have a team that can like consistently be good for 5 years because everything's gonna constantly be changing each year and stuff like that. And you have to
Of course.
adjust with the new players coming in each year and stuff l- like that. But at the same time, I kind of also like seeing players coming up 2, 3 years with a coach in a set team and kind of becoming good at the end. But yeah,
Well, all right, man. I think I'm going to get off here. I appreciate you
yeah,
stopping in. You're welcome anytime, man.
no, yeah. My bad. It's kind of my first time being on like a talk show kind of type
Oh,
esque
you're good.
thing.
You did
Yeah,
great.
yeah. A lot of people say I talk too much, but I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're good, man.
Well, yeah. One last question. Who do you have for Heisman? Yeah.
Heisman, I would go Genty right now, personally.
Yeah. I'm not.
Um, him
Mm,
or I would say him or Dylan Gabriel are the top two right now, personally,
yeah.
or Shador,
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not shocked by it,
or
but
not Shador. I'm thinking Travis Hunter. I'm sorry.
no, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm not shocked by it, but are you kind of shocked by the turnaround Colorado's having? Because to me, it's like they've always shown like glimpses of being good. It's just now they're kind of able to put all the pieces together and stuff and kind of start to be more consistent. But what do you think though?
I think Colorado, I think we could have expected this from Dion in a way, but I think it happened quicker than we thought it would. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah,
think it
yeah,
was
yeah,
like,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Cause I kind of saw they had something when they beat TCU a year ago. Like I could tell, like they had the players, but not everything put together, if that makes sense at that time. But because I wasn't really shocked that they beat TCU. What what was it? A year ago or 2 years ago? I don't know. But Dion's first game, they beat TCU, and like from
mm,
that game, I was able to see they have bits and pieces that just kind of need to be put together. But yeah, you think eventually he'll be consistent too and kind of dominant like Kirby Smart kind of or Nick Saban or
I think he could be. I think he's got that potential because of his football IQ. I mean,
mhm
Saban had a great IQ. Kirby
mhm
Smart has one.
mhm
Dabo for a while had one, but I
mhm
don't know what's
yeah
happened to his. But I
yeah
think Colorado. I think it's too early to tell, but it wouldn't
no
surprise
yeah
me if they're the next consistent program in
mhm
college football.
yeah and him being popular too, that's definitely always gonna help and be able to
Of
get
course, the
yeah
recruiting and everything's the portal. Yeah,
yeah because I think their defensive coordinator is a Warren Sapp or something, and so it's like,
yeah,
yeah, they can get Hall of Fame level guys, and yeah, not really any other coach has been able to do that. So I think that's a big advantage too, to have stuff like that.
I gotcha.
Yeah. Well, yeah. How far? Last question. How far do you think they're going to make it in the playoffs if they make it to the playoffs?
Colorado.
Yeah.
Uh, Honestly, I think it depends on who they play in the first round. I would be shocked if they get past it.
Yeah.
That's just my personal opinion. I'm
Yeah.
not saying they can't do it. I
Yeah.
personally don't think they would.
Yeah.
Because you got to think they would be an at-large bid, right?
Mhm.
Because you got Iowa State and Arizona State for the Big 12 title.
Mhm.
But I don't I don't know. Would they host a playoff game or would they visit?
Mhm.
If they host, they might have a
Mm,
chance. If not,
yeah.
Colorado on the road, I
Mm,
don't know if I trust that.
yeah. They seemed good on the road that one game, but I
Yeah.
don't know. But yeah, though. I don't know. It'd be fun to see them play Boise State, but I don't know. Would you think that's the only team they have a chance against maybe is Boise State or a team like that?
Mm, Probably for right now. I would
Yeah.
have to see them play someone else before I'm ready to say if they could beat them, I guess.
Yeah. Overall though for the playoffs, I would definitely say Texas or Oregon. But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. As someone being from the South, did you always enjoy Texas being dominant, or did you not really like Texas like everybody else kind of did? Or me as a USC fan?
I didn't enjoy it, but I didn't like.
No, yeah.
Yeah, I was kinda in the middle with it. I'm like, "Okay, Texas is good this year,"
Mm,
or "Texas is bad," or
mm,
"Texas is good," or "Texas is
yeah.
bad." I was an observer for it.
No, yeah. You guys aren't really a rival with Texas like you are with Oklahoma and other teams, huh?
Okay.
No, I was asking. You guys aren't really rivals with Texas like you are with Oklahoma or other teams like that.
Bama?
Yeah, I was asking. They don't
We're
really
not
have
rivals.
like.
We're not even rivals with Oklahoma.
Uh,
I
I
mean
mean,
Auburn, LSU, and
yeah,
Tennessee, but
my bad.
those two teams are not
Yeah,
really rivals, but it's
no,
something that I'd love to see more often, and I think we
yeah,
will get because they're in the SEC now.
yeah. Because with USC and kind of being on the West Coast, a lot of teams we've played have kind of became rivals just because the same schools where I live around each other play each other a lot. But so that's kind of
Yeah.
why I thought that. But I don't know. Well, thank you for having me though. Yeah.
Yeah, anytime, man. Thank you for coming
No,
on.
no, yeah. Have a good rest of your evening. Yeah.
You too, buddy. Thank you.
Yeah, bye.
All right, Nameless closing out the show. We're gonna get out of here. Love and appreciate you guys. And BSM podcast is back where we hang out and everything. Conference title week is here. It's been here. We got games on tomorrow night in the Mountain West, and then everybody else on Saturday, basically. So looking forward to it. I got to be at work Saturday. No live streams, but we'll keep an eye on it. Maybe talk it up next week. So anyway, love y'all. Have a good one.